Hello farmers, welcome back to Wyther Farms. Fall is really getting a hold around here. As we can see, the color on the trees are really turning. It's starting to look very, very beautiful around here with all the oranges and some yellows and a little bit of reds here and there. Just come over here checking out the silage bales. I've got about another day before these are ready, but like I said, I do not want to sell these until I sell all the silage that we now have over at the BGA. That's right, the grass has all fermented. And we got lots of silage to sell today. But that's not the only thing I need to do today because there's a JCB over here with a cultivator on it. The field right next to our lovely little log cabin here. I've been hired to cultivate over here. They got some cover crop that we need to cultivate in so they can get some extra fertilizer on their field for next season. So we'll be taking care of that today, cultivating at the same time as we go grab our T8 and head up over to the store. Lease myself a wheel loader for however long it's going to take me to sell all the silage at the BGA. So I want to go get that started so that can be start processing, because I'm pretty sure that can only take so much at the BGA. So I'm going to get that kind of full, and then we're going to come back over and grab the JCP and then jump into that and start cultivating the field over here. And maybe when I get like a third done or a quarter way done, I'll come back over to the BGA and top that off and just work my way back and forth. I got all afternoon to get that field cultivated, so it shouldn't be too difficult. As I can see, other fields have been harvested and recultivated already. I also have been contacted to do some fertilizing jobs as well, and I kind of told people I would like to. I'm kind of busy today, but maybe I'll get to it later on if I have any time. So I got a lot of farmers I could contact back and do some fertilizing, and fertilizing contracts do pay well for me. So that's the reason why I got it to begin with, for getting paid. Getting paid around here is what I need to be getting done, because I still have a loan to pay off, and I'm a little bit behind in that loan payment, and I have talked to the banker, and they're okay with it, because the reason being, I told them I will be getting into some money here with the next day or so, and when I do so, I'm going to pay off more than the 2,000 payment that I have, 2,000 pound payment. I'm going to start paying off in maybe 5 to 10,000 pound increments. This is the wheel loader that we're borrowing and leasing for the day with a bucket loader, a day or maybe two. I don't know how long it's going to take me to go ahead and get all this silage sold. We do have over 1 million liters to be processed at the plant, and like I said before, I'm guesstimating that we're going to bring in like 165,000 pounds. But have to remember, we got to pay 15% of our earnings on over to the owners of the grass fields that we cut the grass from. So that would pretty much round it off about 25,000 pounds I'm going to have to go ahead and pay the landowners for. So that should, if I take into consideration with that, we're going to have like 150,000 pounds in my bank account as soon as we finish all this processing, because all the leasing fees and all that kind of stuff I've already paid for. That money's already out the window. So I just need to go ahead and process this silage and get the money in. I've also been in contact with the realtor, and I'm happy but also confused as to why this field right over here on the left hand side, why is that field, how do I say, I mean, it's still 81, I think it's 81,000 pounds at least they're asking for it, but for the size compared to all the other fields around here, the sizes, that one seems rather cheap for the price. That's the one I'm very interested in. Yes, it does have barley already planted in it, but it's summer/fall barley, so that's not going to be ready for harvest until next season. So I can get some equipment rounded out for next year and harvest that, and then of course selling straw, as I do know, will pay off quite a bit. Let me jump back into this and let's get processing on some of the silage here. So I really thought about doing a belt system and having the belt system feed this BGA, but I was guessing I was going to need about maybe 3 to maybe 4 belts to actually make it work. And by the time I lease 4 belts, and of course I have to keep moving them all around and everything, I was like, you know what? It might be just easier if we go ahead and lease a bucket loader, a wheel loader. Definitely going to be a lot easier. Now, we won't get paid until midnight, until this is all processed, so won't see the money go up today at all. But at midnight, I hope to have a huge chunk. Like I said, I don't know if I can sell all this in one day or not. Like I said, we got over 1 million liters of silage here. And the good news is this wheel loader and bucket can hold 10,500 liters at a time. So it cost me about 4,000 pounds to lease the wheel loader and the bucket for start leasing. An extra day, and of course by the hour the price will go up. So, but it'll be worth every penny. That's for darn sure. Definitely going to be making a lot of trips back and forth, like I said, but definitely also got to get the field cultivated today. I don't want to say I'm only getting paid like $1,000, 1,000 pounds to get that field cultivated. 1,000 pounds will help us out. So if I buy the field for $80,000, that's going to leave me like about what, $70,000 left. I definitely want to get a shed going on our lovely little piece of land that we got going, so I can start parking some equipment. And like I said, probably pay off a little bit of the loan. And after that, I'm not quite sure I know what I want to do. I think it all depends on what we need, or just keep the money and use it when we need it. But I'm thinking right now, like for the field next to us, I'll probably definitely go ahead and get that, because, you know, with more land, it allows me to be able to do more with it. What will I do with it next year after I harvest the barley? That is a good question. I can't really see myself doing that big of a grass field. I mean, that would be the best way to go about, because then I wouldn't have to buy any equipment, because I can just go ahead and plant the grass, you know, lease a seeder and plant the grass, and then I got all the equipment I need to do so. But as we know, that big of a grass field with the equipment I got, yeah, it's kind of it'd be kind of a process. Now, I have thought about selling some of the equipment I have and upgrading it. So like our baler would be nice to upgrade, getting like a square baler. But if I get a square baler, that means my wrapper won't work. So I'll have to upgrade that as well. A whole bunch of situations going on. So I'm going to try to take it one step at a time there. The other thing I'm kind of curious about, I don't know if I'll get to it today because I am kind of busy. I need to go back up there and talk to Mr. Withers, or Oliver Douglas as we now know him. And just to see, I got to find out who Alf is. I don't know if it's short for Alfred or what, but he wants to know if I talked to him, so I guess I should ask, should I be talking to Alf? Don't know. So hopefully he's around, and he's doing rather well, because as we heard from his son Sherman, I guess maybe he has some good days and bad days with his memory, I suppose. I don't know, when I talked to him, he always seemed pretty well up on things, but he did tell me that they were going to expand the farm. Meanwhile, Sherman's saying no, they're downsizing. I also need to ask the BGA about what they're going to do with all the processed digestate that's coming out of here. So as this silage, fermented silage, is processed, they'll make some digestate. So I'm wondering if that is something that maybe I could use on my fields. But really, for what it would cost me to lease a sprayer that can do digestate, it may not be worth it. I don't know. This will definitely take me a while to get 1 million liters in here. Although I've almost processed. Right now it's showing me I've got at least about 70,000 liters in there. It's probably processed a little already. Well, I'm going to go at this just for a little bit, and then definitely going to go ahead and get some of that field cultivated. At least get started on it. Got the hopper at the BGA completely full. Looks like it can hold about 150,000 liters. So I'll have to let that process for a while, which gives me a good opportunity to come over here and start cultivating the field for these lovely farmers that gave me the job opportunity that we have today. Go ahead and place that on down. A little oilseed radish that we got to go ahead and get into the ground. Probably take me a little while, but like I said, I got time to kill today. I don't really have anything else I really need to do other than I could be doing some fertilizing contracts, but I'd like to help out my neighbor farmers a little bit because I may need a favor from them in the future. And by doing them some favors, by helping them out get some jobs done, well, that can only help my cause later on. At least I hope it will. I wonder what they're going to plant over here for next season. Be kind of interesting because maybe when they get done seeding this field, whatever they plan on doing it, maybe I can ask if I can borrow their seeder, or at least lease it from them. I kind of want to ask Wyther Farms about their harvester. I might be able to see if I can lease it next year. But right now, I'm just hoping that maybe when the time comes, they may not even have the harvester next year at this point, the way it's kind of going. Selling off land and all their equipment that they pretty much have. Yeah, I'm not really sure, how much longer they will actually be up there. I guess I gotta just go by what Sherman says instead of what Mr. Withers is saying. And I wonder what they're going to do with all the animals that are up there. I thought they were going to get into some cows, but maybe not. Yeah, this field's not going to take me too long to get this cultivated. Then in a few days' time, I'll have my silage bales to sell. The first time we sold them, we had 33 bales, and we got like 35,000 pounds for it. And now we got like 52, so maybe we'll get like 50 grand. Somewhere around that area. So the money would be coming in pretty darn good. If I didn't actually buy anything, I could almost pay off my loan completely. But if I do that, then I'm just going to be doing the same thing next year just to get the money in. Buying that field for 81,000 pounds would definitely be a steal because, the rest of the land around here is not that cheap. And I don't know why it's that cheap, but sometimes it's better not to ask questions. Is just go ahead and pay the money for it. I did tell the realtor that we'll be interested in it if they give me a couple days. So they're already starting the paperwork on it. Once I get that 81,000 pounds in my bank account, I probably will call and say, sign me up, because it's already got crop in it. Now, I don't know how well the crop is maintained over there. I am going to ask that when I do buy the property, that the farm owners kind of give me what they have done on the field in the past year and a half or so. So I know if it needs lime, fertilizer. I'll probably go ahead and do some soil sampling. I won't do it this year though, because that means I'll have to go in the field and I don't want to damage any crops, so I'll have to wait until next season before I go ahead and do that. The crop is already in the ground anyways, so. But if they haven't fertilized it, I may go ahead and just fertilize it anyways. But I'm going to have to fertilize it awfully quick. It's still in the first growth stage, and that's when I'll have to get into the field because I don't have any row crop tires for my tractors, so I gotta be careful about some crop damage. Like I said, hopefully this job won't take me too long. Then I can get back to selling some of the silage the rest of the afternoon and kind of like babysit it over there. But I do now know that the hopper can hold about 150,000 liters while it's waiting to be processed. It does process rather on the quick side, I think, so that'll help us out as well. I'm just hoping I can get it all processed in one day. That way I don't have to pay any extra leasing fees on the equipment that we have. So if I can get this job done here within the next hour. That's kind of my goal. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm not going to bother stopping, getting back over to the BGA and keep processing with the wheel loader. Just go ahead and get this job done. That way I can focus on that the rest of the afternoon. So as I say, nothing to it but to do it. So I am going to get to work. Not really sure what it is, but something just so satisfying seeing this cover crop go back into the ground, cultivating it in, giving the ground the nutrients it will need for next time they plant. I'm going to assume they will plant probably in the springtime instead of this fall, just because we are getting kind of late in the fall and the cold temperatures are coming in. Might be kind of late to get the seed in and have it germinate and last through the winter. I was kind of hoping to get the rest of that cover crop in one more pass. I'll have to go get the rest of it. Then I got the little patch right across here. Then I'm all done. I can go back to dumping some more silage into the BGA. I'm pretty sure at this point that 150,000 liters I had in there is processed and ready to take more. I'm guessing I probably got like about 200,000 to 225,000 liters already processed, or at least put into the BGA. So I'm about 20% done, because I think we had about 1,100,000 liters, somewhere in that general area. Kind of forgot already, but somewhere. That's what I was kind of guessing that we have. So I don't think it's going to take me too long to process the rest. And I think I should be able to get it all processed in one day, which is good, because that means I'll have the money when I wake up tomorrow morning, and I can start spending it all. Well, not all, but probably most of it. And I'm definitely thinking that that field across the way is going to come in really handy definitely make us a lot of cash, especially since it already has a crop in it. That's going to help out, so, you know, I don't have to pay for that kind of crop that's in there. But next year I will have to go ahead and get a harvester and harvest it, and I'll have to sell it right away because we do not have a silo to put crop in, so I have no place to store it. I mean, I just can't store it outside either, and I don't feel like putting it into a shed and just leaving it there because the critters will get into it, so I'm not quite sure. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. That's like another year from now, so. But need to always think ahead. Plan ahead, you know, get your ducks in a row, if you will. The first thing I need to do is buy the property and then figure it out through the winter months. As for winter, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do around here. I mean, farming will be pretty much shut down. I guess I could always go back up and I haven't talked to Paul in a long time. He's the one that runs the forestry area. Maybe he'll have some jobs available for me during the winter months. Field is looking pretty good, and once I get done, I'm going to park this JCB and cultivator right back out in front of my cabin right where I got it from. I would wash it for him if I had my pressure washer, but I don't have one yet. That could be pretty darn soon. There we go, one more pass. And it'll be all done, and there's just over 1,000 pounds to do this job today. There we go. Lift it up, fold it up, park in front of my cabin, and run over to the BGA and see how we are doing over there. Didn't think it was going to take me too long, and it did not, so got plenty of hours to get that silage processed. And park that right there. Let's jump out and get my exercise in by jogging on over. I would take my T8, but the T8 is up at the store. Well, after about an hour, it has processed almost 50,000 liters of it. So I still got 100,000 liters in here. So I'm going to have to, I don't want to say be gentle with it as I do this, but I'm going to have to slowly feed it for a little while. Then let it do its thing. Maybe I'll go back to the cabin, grab my tablet, and I'll come back over here and sit in the wheel loader. And while it's processing, I can kind of shop or browse the store page and kind of figure out how I want to spend my cash. Although the majority of it, as I keep saying, is going to go over to that field over there for sure. That's 81,000. That will leave me pretty close to about, I'm going to say like 65, 70,000 pounds after I buy the field. So we'll look at some sheds for the equipment for sure. And like I said, maybe, you know, I may go ahead and upgrade my equipment as well. I know I just bought the equipment. But the baler and wrapper, maybe I'll upgrade that. I don't know, maybe too soon for that, but have to see what I can possibly buy and maybe trade my equipment in for, and if it's worth it, then I'll go ahead and do it. But just save me some time in cutting that grass. Definitely, if I can save some time, I can get some other jobs done. The faster I get jobs done, the faster I can get to other jobs. But getting my hands in that field right over there, that is a pretty darn big field. Like I said, I don't think I want to plant grass in that, although that'd be the best option for me because I wouldn't have to buy any extra equipment. Just have to do some soil sampling. Then, of course, probably put some lime down, some fertilizer, and then plant some grass into it. Then it's just a matter of cutting the grass, baling, and wrapping it, which that equipment, like I've said before, we already have. I don't know, I guess if I were to upgrade my equipment, that could be an option. But then again, like I said, first thing I gotta do with that field is, well, buy it, and then next year I'll have to harvest the barley that's in there, and then figure out what to do with it. kind of good to have my options on the table. Think about them for a while. And I got plenty of time to think about it, because I got the rest of the day here. I'll put the silage in, so I'll be spending a lot of time in this LeBaire, putting the silage into the BGA.